Hey guys, this is another demonstration of gesture drawing. Just to talk about and with a different subject, how to capture the basic pose and the proportions of the figure. And let's see here. We're gonna take a few seconds here and kind of study and look at the figure on the left and just notice which leg is the person's weight distributed on. This one looks like it's evenly distributed, maybe a little bit more on the left. The right leg looks like it's slightly raised, so maybe the left leg is there's some tension there. Look at the spine. It's curved there, but there's like a bow of the body from the kind of like a three-quarter angle. So we're not facing the figure, we're looking at it from an angle. So there is a little bit of distortion. Notice the tilt of the shoulders. So if you take your pencil and look at the right shoulder of the model versus the left shoulder, you notice the right shoulder of the model is tilted slightly lower. It's the elevation is slightly lower than the left shoulder. It's higher up, so there's an angle there. If you visually kind of look at the head, and from the top of the head to the chin, measure down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6, maybe around 6.5 heads high. So that's something to be aware of. And you know what I like to do sometimes with a pose like this is to draw a line, just establishing, just like this. I'm just drawing a line here. And why I draw this line here, it's nice, is now that we've put a line down on the paper, I can say this is the top, this is the bottom of this figure. Let's bring that down a little bit further. So this way I don't run out of space on the paper. I've established that this is the top, this is the bottom of the figure, and where's the middle, like the center of the figure, kind of like where the top of the pants are, like right there. Okay, so I put a little notations there, elevation marks. Where is let's see, the shoulders? You know, where are the shoulders? Right there. And remember, we put a slight angle to match the tilt of the shoulders. And then we can, from here, from this middle line, we can almost use that as a place for where the pelvis would be, the width of the hips. And then from there we can draw the bones that get the angle, kind of meets at the bottom here. This is a clothed figure, so there's the clothes are baggy. It's sometimes hard to see the pose, but okay, let's see here. Now, I think the torso is kind of a little bit challenging, so I want to make sure I capture the curve. See that? Shoulders are a little bit wider, comes down, meets the hips, and then a center line for where the middle of the torso, the abdomen and chest, and then let's see, the arms. Let's drop the arms here, and then there's the elbow, and then it fits into the pocket, the lower. And then the left arm kind of bows out, comes in. And I'm going to draw that negative space. You see that negative space between the abdomen, the arm, and the hip and the lower torso. Look at that. I want to just put that in there. That helps me to establish the shape of the... Now, the feet down in the bottom here, let's see, almost like the toes come out. This person is fairly tall, not small feet. And then, again, like we did with the negative space here, I'm going to put like a negative space, draw the negative space between the legs here, the shape of that empty area in between. And then we can draw, let's see here, this person has a fairly kind of smallish head. And it's also tilted. And then I can just go ahead and put in like the top knot. And then notice the sweep of the shoulders, the neck muscles. Fairly athletic model here. And then you got the upper arm. You got the biceps. And even if you're not like super experienced with the muscles, you can just kind of look at the shape the basic shapes of these. And there's the finger, thumb. Okay. It's not perfect, but I'm trying to really capture that the pose. And not with like millions of lines, but just kind of like get the pose, the movement. If you want to do a little more detail with the chest, and then there's the abdomen, some indication of the abdomen, upper torso. Come back here and I can draw some gesture lines. Now look at this rhythm of the folds. You see that? I'm just going to kind of mimic the folds of the pants here, the angle of the folds to show tension. And almost finished here. I just might throw in the sandal straps here, the crisscross, and the little pedestal he's sitting on. It's like a 1-point perspective. All right, what do you think? Do you think we captured the overall mass, the size of the figure? We didn't do too much detail of the muscles, but we did capture the shape of the body, the upper body, and I think the overall it's not too bad. The overall proportion of the character and the figure, and so this is just a demonstration for you to take a look at and see. Maybe look at your drawings and see if you can go back and put in that mass or that kind of shape of the body, and notice these the proportion and just the angle of the pose. And it's not about doing tons of detail. It's about getting the angles and the limb proportion correct, and or pretty close. And when you first begin this, it's kind of frustrating because it's not easy. It takes practice, and trust me, if you keep practicing and doing it over and over again, you'll start to pick up little tricks here and there, little techniques to help you along the way. So what did you take away from this demonstration? I really like the idea of starting with line, sticking with big shapes, and step by step kind of organically growing the shapes and the form from the armature of those simple lines that we began with. So I hope that was helpful for you. Let's see, I'm going to stop the video and talk to you later.